Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. I wanted to make a video about how underpriced these Commander Legends draft boxes are. I've come over here to mtgboxsim.com, and what this site does is it programs in how a box is formatted in terms of number of booster packs and the content, the breakdown of rarities, the inclusion of foils, and then it will generate random boxes. And so every time you hit simulate again, it will generate a random box based on that parameterization of what's in a box. Then it goes out to TCG Player and it asks for all of the current market prices of those cards. It adds them up and it says for this one randomly generated theoretical box of Commander Legends Draft, what would the value be, the EV of the box at current TCG market prices? And so you can just click this and kind of see what they look like. And of course, this assumes that you are selling every single card in the box and that there are no fees. And so we know that, yeah, you will not ever sell every single card in a box. There are always going to be some 1 and 2 cent market value commons that you will never move. And so one of the things you can do is hit the filter button and click show cards worth at least $1. And that's kind of a simplification that is popular. It's to assume that all the cards worth less than $1 just never sell. And yeah, you have to make a cutoff somewhere. And in reality, if you sell on TCG Player, you know there are a lot of cards between, say, 25 cents and $1, and you'll sell most of them. And so you can start simulating again, and you see the numbers are generally lower because it's cut out all of those low value cards that you would not expect to sell. Now, if you are a OCD data monger like I am, you might hit simulate again 100 times for each of those two setups and record all the values in a spreadsheet, and you would have this. And so I've taken 100 values for simulated boxes, counting only the cards over $1, and then I took another 100 values for simulated boxes, counting all the cards, and I averaged those. So the average value of a Baldur's Gate draft box, counting only the cards worth over $1, is $117.51. And the average value of a Baldur's Gate draft box, if you count all the cards, is $162.62. And I'll say something quickly about variability here. I did 100 samples, so the variability will be greatly smoothed out. It won't be completely gone at simply 100 boxes. You know, you have to do a lot more complicated mathematics to figure out where that variability actually disappears, but it will be mostly smoothed out with 100 samples. So now I took the difference in price of these two, and what that gives you is the average value in a box of Baldur's Gate Draft of all the cards worth $1 and less. So in the average box, it'll have $45.10 of cards worth $1 and less. And so now these next three values, the reason they're highlighted yellow is when I make a math model in a spreadsheet, any value that I can tweak, I will highlight yellow to remind me that's a value I can change to kind of do my analysis and see the kind of data I want to see, where unhighlighted values are calculated, so I can't manually change those. So now, the under $1 card value capture rate, what this is of all of those average of $45.10 worth of cards in a draft box, what percentage of that value will you ever actually manage to sell? And maybe if you are a seller on TCG Player already, you will have an idea for what this is. I've just penciled in 20%. So that means that 20% of this $45 of value is what you will eventually capture over the long term selling those cheap cards. And then likewise, the effective fee rate, of course, the variable fee on TCG Player is 12.5%, and the fixed fee is 30 cents per transaction. And so if you have a very low value transaction, well, that 30 cents is more than 12.5%, and the effective fee will be higher than the 12.5% variable fee. And so just for my sales on TCG Player, I've actually gone through and calculated my effective fee rate is right at 22%. And the current box price of Baldur's Gate Draft out on the various marketplaces today, $80.97. That's the TCG Player price, assuming you simply buy one box. you're at the 3% subscriber level on the Infinite service, and you have a 1% credit card cash back. So what is the calculated EV per box after fees? Now, the EV is going to be this $117 worth of cards over $1 value. We will assume that eventually you sell all of those. And then we assume that you capture 20% of the $45 worth of cards $1 and below. And then on all of that revenue, you pay a 22% effective fee rate. And what you're left with is $98.69 per Baldur's Gate draft box. And now if you paid $80.97 for them today, your profit would be $17.72 per box. And I went ahead and just calculated return on invested capital, because in business endeavors, it's important to make sure that the money that you are allocating towards a business pursuit is actually returning enough to be worth the risk. And 22% is pretty good. I've worked for large companies that felt 13% was adequate. So 22% is pretty good. And $80.97 is not the lowest you can find today. So that's just the TCG player price if you buy one box. Now, if we come over to the draft cases on TCG Player, $495.96, and then likewise, I've done the same thing. I've said $495.96 divided by 6 boxes. I've assumed you're at the 3% Infinite subscriber level and you have a 1% credit card cash back. Very conservative assumptions. I know a lot of us are operating at 1.5 or 2% cash backs on credit cards, and I don't think 3% subscriber rate is a crazy assumption for most of my audience at this point. And over on eBay today, there is one dealer, Flipside Gaming. He has boxes, if you buy 4 or more, they are $74.09 each. For those, I have assumed that you have the 3 1/3% eBay MasterCard to get that discount. Now, I also made a fourth one that said, what if we just got a bonus buck sale dropped in our lap today, 15% off, and you used a 1% cashback credit card? You would come to $70.96 per box. But if we go ahead and just take this current box price and we fill back in that $71.62 that we can get right now from Flipside Gaming on eBay, we come to $27 of profit per box, only capturing 20% of the value of those cards $1 and under, and a 38% return on invested capital. Very nice. So you see there is a lot of inverted EV in this product. There's a lot of there's too much negative attitude on this product. And yes, WotC screwed the pooch with this product. They made a lot of bad mistakes. They put mana drain, they took it out of this commander-centric product where mana drain is, or commander is one of the few formats mana drain is legal in. And then they moved it to Double Masters 2022 in order to make those boxes more valuable. That was a dumb move. And likewise, the collector boxes were very badly engineered. They don't have enough of the dragons in them. The set boxes were just horribly engineered, with 20% of all the cards being legendaries whose prices have been annihilated by overprinting of legendaries, too many legendary slots. And similarly, the entire product was priced at that half premium level. It probably should have been priced as like a standard set. And so a lot of people, myself included, paid too much money. We FOMO'd into this too hard at the beginning. I'm the idiot who paid $232 for a case of collector boxes. That's $232 each. And as we all know, WotC has blown those out on Amazon at $100 multiple times since then. So a lot of people had a lot of reason to have a very bad attitude about this product. But the reality is, it's a good product and people love it, and people love the cards inside of it. The proof is in the pudding that the EV of the boxes is so high, that the value of the cards inside is very high. But the emotional aspect comes through where the price of the sealed boxes in the market is still so low. And that's what creates this huge discrepancy, that even after you factor in that you may only sell 20% of all those cards at $1 and less, and you'll pay a 22% effective fee rate, which is my actual experienced effective fee rate selling singles on TCG Player, you would still come out with $27 of profit per box, a 38% return on invested capital. So, you know, we see a lot of this where there's two different ways to look at things in the TCG market, and one of them is the emotion of people making a post which costs them virtually nothing to make. And the other is the actual data of dollars changing hands, prices of things, what is stuff selling for, what price is the market clearing at. And this is the objective data. These are the value of the boxes. And if you bought them today and you busted them into singles and you take these very conservative assumptions that I've made, you would make $27 per box. So if you want to go out and buy them, I'll have affiliate links, of course, to the TCG Player and eBay deals. And if you come over here and you see this, don't despair that there are only 8 boxes shown here. Flipside Gaming does this weird thing. I've seen them do it many times before on many different Magic boxes, where it's like they slowly just trickle more boxes onto eBay. They don't list all of them for these old products. I've seen them do that with Zendikar Rising set boxes for a long time. The quantity will go down and down and down, and then it'll jump back up to several dozen boxes, and then it will just kind of fall down slowly over time and then jump back up. So if you come back and you look, there may be more boxes, and if you end up wanting to buy some and then buy some more later, it's probably worth checking again. So just keep it in mind, guys, you know, the attitudes in the market cost very little for people to communicate, but data walks the walk. It shows what the actual realities of the market are. And the data say that these boxes are very underpriced. Let me know what you think, guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Join me on Final Trade.